So on today's episode, we're going to talk about our upcoming gala. Welcome, everybody, to the Jimmy and Kyle Show. As always, Jimmy McAllister, you looking sharp today, Jimmy. Did you get a haircut? Did you shave?
No, I shaved, but it's a little bit cold in my house, so we're trying to preserve heat and conserve energy. So it's a little bit chilly here, but I got my stocking cap on and I'll be all right.
All right. So on today's episode, we're going to talk about our upcoming gala. And we've got Paige Blomsdo, our registrar and head of the gala. How are you, Paige?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. It's a little bit like Groundhog's Day every day, but can't complain too much. Sun is shining.
Exactly. Hopefully we'll get some snow tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got something, Kyle. I got something that I want to discuss. I'm a little bit shocked about the amount of gray in your beard for your young age. I don't know if it's stress or, are you worried about your team or what's going on? Or the 4 kids you have running around at home create that? I mean, I'm older than you, and I don't have any gray. I don't know I do use gray, that stuff, a little dab in, but what's going on there?
So look, it's like the, you see the picture of the president when he in his first year of office, and he's got the nice, silky hair, and there's no gray. And then by the 4th year, he's just completely gray. He's got bags under his eyes.
You do remind me of Billy Clinton. You do remind me a bit of that guy. Okay, we've digressed already. We just started. So,
all right, and joining us today is our executive director, Kevin Long, as well. Kevin, how are you doing?
Doing well. Great to see you guys, and look forward to covering the upcoming gala 2 weeks from today.
Yeah. So before we get started on the gala, though, I want to give a shout out. Maybe Jimmy can talk about it a little bit, to Jackson Reagan, the number 33 overall pick in the MLS draft from this past week, and Paulie Rothrock, who actually was on this show back in the summer, the number 64 overall pick to Toronto. Jackson went to Chicago. What does that say a little bit about, obviously we're all excited about it, but what do you think that says about the club as a whole, Jimmy?
Well, I think it says a few things. We're developing players. Some of our top players leave for the Sounders when they're 13. Some decide for whatever reason, whether they want to stay in school or take a different path to stay with the club. Both Jackson and Paulie pretty much stayed with the club to their U17, and then they went to our partner, the Sounders, for their last year. Yeah. Both club kids from the time they were little guys, families, very, very involved in the club. Cam, Jackson's dad, was a board member. Spent a lot of nights with the Rothrocks talking about business and so on and so forth. So it's just great to see those kids move on from the program. And, as a coach and as administrators, you always want the kids that you deal with to be more successful than you are. And in my case, that might not be that difficult. But anyway, they've gone to college. I mean, the Notre Dame route, the Georgetown route, the Michigan, they're both great kids. Played on the 98 team under Jason Farrell. That team really came on, and there's other great players out there from that team, like Achilles, the goalkeeper at Seattle U. Jason did a phenomenal job with that team, and it's paying dividends for those kids. And a lot of the kids that are still in college are doing wonderful. They're playing the game and getting great education. So it's kind of uplifting to see both really good kids. I think Paulie Rothrock in a few years will be running for president of the United States. I always said he was a natural politician, so he'll do real well. We might be voting for Paulie one of these days,
I'll vote for you, Paul, if you're listening.
Yeah, I love Paulie.
I talked to Paul Friday after the draft a little bit. We texted back and forth for probably about an hour. And, what a gracious kid. One of the first things he says is, I couldn't have done this without all you guys. Thanks for all your support and everything. I mean, he really turned it around and gave a lot of credit and didn't take much, but great kids,
And we can have those 2 kids on the Jimmy and Kyle show. All I can tell is Paulie is that he got drafted by Toronto, and I played in Toronto. He better bring his long johns, man. Those winters can get a little bit nippy, man.
Hey, Jimmy, your camera just went off, dude.
Yeah, somebody was
There you go.
calling me,
Okay.
busy, that time of year. But anyway, Toronto, a big city, and Jackson and Chicago, I don't think it's too warm there in the winter either. So I hope those two,
no.
their mom and dad buy them some long johns and suit them up with some gear because it might be a little bit cold.
Well, it gets a little warm there in Chicago in the summers too, man. You
Yeah,
get some
sure.
humidity.
Well, Toronto gets warm as well. Humidity,
Does
warm.
it?
So
Yeah.
it's exciting for those two, and I wish them the best in the next part of their lives. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can get them on if they're not doing other engagements or doing whatever professional athletes do.
Yeah. Well, let's get going on the gala. Paige, normally we have a theme. I look forward to the gala every year because that's a time when we get to have a lot of the coaches, all the directors in the same room in a less formal atmosphere than a coaches meeting. We get to mingle with all the parents that show up. It's just a fun night. How is this virtual gala going to work? Kind of run us through how it all works.
Well, with the governor's current mandates, limiting social gatherings, we're really encouraging families to just enjoy the gala at home. It will be live streamed on YouTube. It is being produced at Fremont Studios. So that's, there's a lot of similarities in that we've got their great staff working on the, production of it. And we have Fred back as our auctioneer and Angela Poe Russell as our MC. And you guys both know that, or all know that Angela is a parent in the club, as well as being a broadcaster at King 5. So that's exciting. That will feel the same to people that have attended in the past. But like I said, it's really, it is an at-home event this year, presented virtually. And I think the exciting thing about it for me is that there's no capacity limits, right?
So Paige, this is Jimmy, and that's really cool. I guess the first question I would have before we get into how do I physically register to get involved? How do I get involved where I get a number and I can bid on something?
The registration is free this year, and the link is on our website. So it's super simple to just log in. And once you've done that, you'll receive all the pre-event communication. You'll get a bid number automatically, and you can participate starting February 1st when we open the silent auction.
So is it just like I sign in my credit card and whatever I buy is billed to my credit card, just like a physical auction, and I just get billed and I'm done to go? I'm good to go?
Absolutely.
Okay, so once I sign in, I go to our webpage, Seattle United. I go to the link, I sign in, I register, and it gives me a bid number. I put my Visa or whatever I want to do there, and I'm good to go to buy some of the outstanding items that we have, right?
Absolutely, that's exactly right.
And
Perfect.
if I could just jump in, Jimmy will hopefully talk about some of those cool auction items we have. I would ask Kyle to ask the editing team for the Jimmy and Kyle show if they can, before they post this, maybe put our Gala registration link to the video.
Sure. Yeah, we'll do that.
We'll put the registration link up on the video. Yeah.
Perfect. Great. Sorry for interrupting, Paige. Go ahead.
No, I think that was a great question. And I think I was saying that, the advantage this year to it being virtual is that we don't have any capacity limits. The event can't sell out. You can register and enjoy this with your family. And I think it's a great opportunity for the kids, the players in the club, to participate and watch the evening and, kind of learn about why we raise funds and what we do on this really special evening for the club. And obviously the component of, the community party that the gala always has been is, going to feel a little bit different, but I'm glad that the kids can partake and can watch it. We have got a great committee again, and we're doing a really fun partnership with restaurants around town where families will be able to pre-register or pre-order takeout for that evening from a group of restaurants. Restaurants are developing a special Seattle United menu for that night. And during the silent auction and the event and the week leading up to the event, families will be able to log in and purchase desserts for that evening as well. So there's some components that, like I said, are special to the virtual event, but I think will be a lot of fun for all of our families that choose to participate that night.
And I would,
Paige, on the restaurant part, let me ask you, how far out will they deliver? Because I live, for example, down in Normandy Park, so I'm not that close to Seattle. Will they deliver down to me?
No, it won't be delivery. my understanding, and I'm not
Oh, it's
working
takeout,
specifically
okay.
on it's takeout. So you'll
Okay.
have an opportunity, and they're timing their availability and their pickup so that families have enough time to get out, pick up their meals, and get home before the event starts.
Gotcha.
I'm also under the impression, I've also heard that Kyle and I are hosting some kind of pre-event that Kyle's going to sing and dance. And I don't think people know, but Kyle's quite the entertainer. So can you go into that a little bit, Paige?
Absolutely. There's a VIP ticket that's available, though that's a limited number. There's only 100 of those available. It includes a craft cocktail box with a signature cocktail for 2. It includes your registration and your bid number. There's some Seattle United swag tucked in the box, as well as a chance to win. One box will have the golden ticket, which is something we do every year at the gala, and it is club fees for a year. So the gentleman that is crafting those cocktails will have that ticket. He will pack it into a box. Nobody will know where it is, but one lucky winner will have their club fees for the next year taken care of. And most importantly, that VIP ticket does include, like Jimmy said, the link to a special private cocktail hour in the 45 minutes before the gala starts that I guess you guys are going to sing and dance and tell jokes.
So Jimmy, I thought it was a duet.
It's fine.
Don't leave me on.
I like that. I like that song. I like that song, "Islands in the Stream." That could be pretty good for you and I. You're a country western guy. That would be pretty fun. I do obviously.
I do love a good honky tonk.
Let me be serious for a bit. When you talk a lot about financial aid, and this is pretty much the gala. Original gala was meant to be a big celebration of soccer in Seattle, and also a way to help with financial aid. Financial aid in its appearance looks simple. You don't charge tuition, the kids play. But there's also things called team fee subsidies that cost. It's the travel, it's tournament entry, and in the past, a lot of the parents on the team would have to subsidize that. And now a lot of the cash that comes in is hard dollars, and it pays for kids to maybe travel, maybe do the tournaments with the other players. This year, I know Adidas and some money and Rick Cantu made sure all the kids had sweats. So it's real important that our club is inclusive, that we work hard for the kids that want to be part of the team. And I think it's important that when you're part of a team, you do the same thing the rest of the kids do. Nobody ever as a kid wants to be different than anybody else. I surely can tell you I never did. So the work we do is critical to let kids play the game in this city. And I'm more than proud of what everybody's done all these years to raise funds. I don't know the numbers like Kevin does, but $1.5 million of kids playing the game that wouldn't have been able to. So this is really what it's all about. And, it's always good to be able to help. Kev, can you talk a little bit about how much money we've raised and where it's gone?
Right. Before I do that, though, I just wanted to go back for a second and talk about what Kyle and Paige mentioned about the restaurants we've sought to partner with on this. Some of them are Seattle United family-owned businesses. Others are not. But I'm very proud of the Gala committee's effort to provide business for probably arguably, maybe inarguably, one of the hardest hit industries by the pandemic. And we're able to do that through this event. So in that sense, it's a win-win. And I know that sounds trite, but in this case, it's true. The restaurants get businesses that they are desperate for, and our members get to have an opportunity to support them. So I'm really happy about that.
Kevin, are you at liberty to tell us what the restaurants are?
I don't have that list in front of me. Paige, do you? I'm not sure.
I don't.
We can come back to it.
Okay. Yeah.
You can pull that up. I did want to go back to Jimmy's point about, the club's financial aid program. and the club's commitment from the board of directors on down to everyone in the organization committed to providing aid for low-income, underserved kids. In the club's, this is our 11th year. We have provided $1.7 million in financial aid to thousands of kids. The good news is, there's two sides of the coin. The good news is we are able to provide more and more aid as the club has grown, but also the flip side is that the demand is higher than ever too. Fortunately, for the most part, we've been able to meet that demand through events like the Gala, where 100% of Raise the Paddle, and actually, frankly, most of the funds raised, we do earmark some money for coach education, which our members have told us is very important to them. And so, but majority of the funds go to the financial aid program. This year, because of the pandemic, we lost in registration over 150 kids. Unfortunately, the demographics I've studied tell us that the vast majority of those children who didn't return are kids from low-income families. And, it's sobering. This thing has been devastating for everyone, including Seattle United. We, a little under a year ago, February 1st, 2020, we had our live auction at Fremont Studios. And how quickly things changed thereafter. We had a budget that was passed in February that by the middle of March was thrown out the window. We had scheduled tryouts for late April, like we do every year, that were thrown out the window. And by May 1st, we had to pivot, and Jimmy and his staff put together a player placement process. And it seemed for the longest time that every week there was a new challenge. And I know I'm kind of trumpeting what we've experienced, but I understand, and everyone on this today's video understands, that all of our members have been impacted in many ways, and we feel that it's been very challenged. We've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars this year for lack of registration, and we've navigated it as best we can. At the same time, we didn't want to deny the demand for financial aid, and so we all made that a priority, as we try to do each and every year. So kids have received aid. We have 162 kids on aid this year. Last year, it was over 200. And this event is the signature event for the club to sustain that program and keep it going. And I know I've had conversations with the three of you, with the board of directors, that the expectation in 2021, in this year, that demand will be greater than ever. And I think you guys get that.
Yeah.
There's no question. Well said.
We never want cost to be prohibitive to a family being able to have their children play. So I think you're absolutely right. I mean, the economic situation that a lot of families are in, it may end up being a harder choice for them to send their son or daughter to play on the team. And we don't want cost to be a prohibiting factor for them. So yeah, this is definitely a big event for covering that. Paige, we were talking about auction items a little while ago. Are you able to let us know highlight any of the special auction items that are going to be there? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. We typically partner, or I should say our sponsors partner with us to always offer up some great items. And it was a little bit different this year. right? For the Sounders and for Adidas, with the lack of in-person, spectator opportunities and the lack of international travel. But both of those partners stepped up. We've got a really great training session that will be on the live auction with Brad Evans, who was a former Sounders captain. We've got a great package from a package of jersey packages from both the Adidas and the Sounders. I'm really excited. As you all know, Handwala Bwana is a club alum, and he was drafted out of the University of Washington by the Sounders, and they gave us one of his original autographed kits with the Sounders before he was traded. I think that is a fun item. We've got a Clint Dempsey jersey from his days at the Sounders. Adidas provided us with an Arsenal full team jersey. There's other jerseys as well, a Juventus jersey. And then we've got a really fun $2,500 shopping spree that families can bid on. And then, with regards to the international travel and offering trip opportunities, everybody knows that's difficult, or it's a non-starter, right? Until we come all the way out the other side of the pandemic. And we have a fabulous selection of local vacation homes through the generosity of Seattle United members. We've got a beautiful, beautiful home at Seabrook. We've got a stay at Suncadia, a beautiful house in the Matau, a Crystal Mountain cabin, a would-be getaway. I mean, if families are feeling like they want to stay home or stay local, and that makes them feel more comfortable, there's certainly, great opportunities on the gala or on the live auction. And then the silent auction, there's so much fun to be had. We've really encouraged teams that as they go out and procure their required donation to look inward into our community, try to support Seattle United businesses, like Kevin spoke with the restaurants. We also know that, Seattle United independently family-owned businesses, maybe have had a hard time. So we've really tried to turn around that support that we're looking for our financial aid fund. We also want to support the greater Seattle United community, in whole. So I think there's just a lot of really, really neat offerings this year. Stand-up paddleboard rentals, Seattle Electric Boat Company, an evening on Lake Union, which is really fun for people that have done that. We'll pair those with takeout menus and restaurant gift cards. So I'm excited. I'm really excited by the generosity that we've seen families offer up in donating their own items, but also in businesses when we go out and procure. They're throwing in extra. I think people feel, really good to be supported, but they also still want to support. So I'm excited. I think it's some of our best offerings ever.
Fantastic.
So is there going to be a silent auction? And if so, how is that part going to work?
Yeah, the silent auction will open in stages, just because we've got some really special items that we want to feature. So on Monday, February 1st, the silent auction will open with its initial offering. And then we will, push stuff out over the course of the week. I'm not exactly sure the timing on it at this point, but we know we have a lot of items that we want to feature. And once families register, for the gala, or register to participate on Saturday evening, that also gives them, entry to participate in the silent auction starting on February 1. So I think it's an exciting, time for our club, right? Just with regards to this event. Families that maybe didn't. Yeah.
Go ahead. Once I buy an item, and generally when we're at the studios, I pick up my item and I put it in my car and go home. Is there going to be an amount of time that we pick it up, or is the items going to be delivered to our homes? Or if I buy XYZ silent auction, is there a time? Do I come down to the Seattle United office? How am I going to get those items?
Like every year, we will mail all gift cards and gift certificates. So those will go in the mail the week after following the gala, so the week of February 8th. And then we will arrange individual pickup. Smaller items we certainly can mail. With the office closed still due to the pandemic, we will have drop days or pickup days rather, where I will be available at the office for a certain number of hours, and they can come in safely, grab their item and go. And then we also can offer some alternative locations around town. So we will facilitate it as best we can. Yeah.
Perfect. That sounds cool.
If I could, I wanted to throw out a challenge to any of your listeners, and this is for members and non-members alike. And Paige alluded to this at the outset of the show, which is to recap this live streamed event, the Seattle United Gala for 2021 is Saturday, February 6th. The auction, or the silent auction, starts the 1st. But the challenge is year in and year out. You guys know this because of your positions with the club. The biggest complaints we've had about the event there are two complaints. One is the ticket price is too high. The entrance is too high. And the second one is that people who wanted to attend, that could afford to attend, didn't get a ticket in time, because every year we've held this live event, it's sold out. So
there's another complaint too, Kevin. There's three complaints we get every year. And the biggest one is that I won't dance at the gala. And people know that I've had classical dance training, and I've never wanted to dance because of my knee. So this year, Kyle and I might dance together. I'll be the lead, and he can follow. I'll teach him.
Can I wear my cowboy hat?
This is just going like sideways in a hurry. Let me reel it back in.
No cowboy hat. No cowboy hat.
No barrier to entry due to capacity or ticket price. Registration is free. There will be a link on this show. You can also go to seattleunited.com. The carousel, the first carousel item you see is a gala. Click on it. There is a link to the registration there. Once you click on the link, you'll have to put in your name, address, some other data, vault a card, and you will get, I've done this already, so I know, you will be issued a bid number. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, Paige, at some point before Saturday, February 6th, registrants will receive an email with a link to the YouTube live stream. Is that how that plays out? Or
yes. Yeah, we will. Well, once you're registered for the gala, you start to receive all of the system generated text messages and alerts. It's great software, and that you can create a watch list of items that you're interested in, so that you are bidding live. It doesn't matter where you are in that week of February 1st. If there's silent auction activity on an item you're watching, you have a chance to jump in right from your phone. So, and yes, the live link will be pushed out on Saturday or on Friday, perhaps multiple times, I'm sure, just so that everybody is ready to go and has it at their fingertips, and can easily open it up and start watching on Saturday, February 6th at 6 p.m. So
right.
Yeah.
One of the best parts is I don't have to wear a suit. I can wear my sweats.
That's right.
At home.
That's right.
Exactly. Right. Well, you should at least take a shower before the cocktail hour.
I will do that.
We
won't have the pleasure of seeing Dory's red pants again this year, but we'll live.
One of the major things that we try to do here at Seattle United is become and continue to be a community asset. And when you talk about a community asset, the first thing in the community asset's the community. And it seems a little bit that our community has been taken away for a while. No games, no gathering from the parents. If you watch the parents, and I've been around this business for a long time, the amount of time we spend together training and playing, the parents become friends on the sideline. Mm-hmm. They have something in common. You work hard all day. You drive into your garage, you get your kid, you go to training, and you might meet somebody on the training field. But neighborhoods kind of have disintegrated a little bit with this fast-paced world. And one of the things we've done and we want to continue to do is build that community of people that know each other, friends, players, parents, ex-parents of the club that are still active in the club because they felt there was a value there. And to keep the club going and to keep the community asset, it's imperative that we raise funds. And when we do raise funds, it's imperative that we spend those dollars wisely on what really matters. And for me, making kids able or letting kids be able to play the game is hugely important because a lot of kids don't have any direction but that. And it's even more important now because we've been kind of isolated. And I can tell you, I coached the 08s the last couple of weeks, and they are just excited to be at training. And if nothing else, hang out with each other before training and for lack of a better term, BS with each other about what's going on in their social life. They've lost all of that. So it's important that we keep these outlets available for the kids. And I think it's important that we all step up and do our best, whether that's volunteering our time, our dollars, or energy, or wisdom, or whatever it is. Volunteer on the board, volunteer with the auction staff that's done a great job. These people are all volunteers that procure all the items, and they work really hard. So I think it's imperative that we all support that. And hopefully we're wildly successful in our first go at a virtual auction.
Yeah. And, I wanted to circle back because Jimmy, you touched on how important the Seattle United community is. And what we know is that, the community at large is hugely important, right? And this last year has been such a testament to the strength and resiliency of the Seattle United community. But we also understand that each team is its own unique community as well. And we are running a competition right now that goes through tomorrow night at midnight. It's a team competition. I know that, everybody's aware of it. But I just wanted to give you that little extra plug because there is still time to get in and register. And remember, the team that has the highest number of registrants, Gala registrants over or since Wednesday at 2 p.m. through Sunday at midnight, you guys are up for a $500 cash prize that, you could use on, supporting your families in need or, players in need, maybe potentially when we're able to get back to games or tournaments, but also maybe it's a great team party when, it's safe to gather again. And I know there's just a lot of, there's a lot of pent up desire and need to just, be together and to celebrate. So don't forget team members to take advantage of that competition. And we'll have other competitions running throughout the next, 2 weeks as we get ready for Saturday, February 6th.
Perfect.
Right.
To end, I want to ask Kyle a question he's never been asked before, and I want to see how he handles answering this question. Kyle, when are we going to be able to play again? I know you've never been asked that question.
I've never heard it in the past hour.
When are we going to get back to play?
Yeah, so, Dr. Dresner is meeting with the governor's office and with the Department of Health this next week because I think there's a lot of.
When we started with this pandemic, Dr. Dresner was a young man, I can tell you.
You want to, yeah. I mean, I think he handled the gray hairs better than I did. But he's a smarter man than I am. He's meeting with him this next week, the week that we're in. And
how many times has Dr. Dresner met with the state? How many times have you guys met with the state, Kyle?
This will be the first one that I'm not on. I think it's better if the medical professional talks to the other medical professionals instead of me. But we have met with them 20, 25 times at least.
So it's not for lack of effort, right?
It is not for lack of effort. I mean, and to be fair, we're obviously not just advocating for Seattle United. We're advocating for all of soccer, for all of youth sports. And I think that's important to note too, is that we're going to bat for everybody. So whether you've got another child that doesn't play soccer, they play basketball, they play baseball, whatnot, we're in there advocating for them as well. But I would say, with the way the current metrics are, I think, it's probably a few weeks out before we get started. But, I think, like you said earlier, Jimmy, the gratitude out of the kids, just being able to come to training, being able to see their friends, because you got to remember, they come from all different areas of the city and outside the city. So them being able to see their friends that have common interest in soccer and whatnot, has been huge. And the parents that I talked to, today after training, I talked to some parents, and they were all just very gracious that there is this opportunity to get out and play, to keep their kids active, to keep them busy, to give them some sense of normalcy. So, the more we can do that, the more we can offer that to players who maybe can't afford it through this gala, the better. But yeah,
at this point, I'm not sure it's an economic situation, whether you can afford it or not. Some of the luxuries that all the kids have had in the past, like PE at school, free and reduced lunch if you can't get to school, karate classes, basketball practice, whatever it is has been taken away, swimming lessons. And to have an outlet to be able to do something, whatever it is huge. And I think it's imperative that we keep these things available to the kids when we get step by step incrementally get going again. Because, I was talking to my son, and, my daughter-in-law, my son, they both work. It's hard with the 5-year-old and the 1-year-old what to do with the kids. The school's not necessarily open. It takes the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. It's probably more prevalent now than it ever has been, because these kids need outlets for their social, physical well-being. It doesn't necessarily have to be Seattle United in soccer. It can manifest itself in basketball and karate lessons and piano, whatever it is. Get your kids out and try to give them something that gets them a bit of social activity,
Yeah, but to answer your question, if I knew the answer to that question, I'd probably have enough money to retire now, because I'd be able to.
Is there anybody that I can hire who will know the answer?
If Dr. Dresser doesn't know the answer, nobody does.
Oh, he won't work for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't afford
there
him.
you go. Yeah, probably not.
Paige, Kevin, anything else you think is important to mention about the gala, or how it's going to operate, things you want to encourage parents to do?
From me, I would just say it's a really great opportunity to see the Seattle United community at work. Again, we are dependent on our community to connect the dots between the served and the underserved. We are simply the vehicle that brings those two together. And our community for the last 11 years has been nothing short of extraordinary in making that happen. And I hope and pray that it happens February 6th.
Yeah.
Paige,
And I think the other thing that, we've talked about capacity is unlimited. And, I would encourage all of our families, to share the link. And there might be a college roommate that loves soccer and, has an opportunity to contribute, and he lives across the country, or she lives across the country, or, grandma's in San Diego and she can log in. And so I want our families to embrace the fact that there's no barrier to participation this year. There's no ticket to purchase. You don't have to get a babysitter. You don't have to, get your Uber. You simply can enjoy this evening, support restaurants, share the link across the country. I mean, we would love to see, if I get to mail auction items, to San Diego or to Utah or to Texas, I'd be thrilled to know that our message and our mission is important to people that far away. So, please, my ask of our community is just cast a wide net, encourage your friends and your family to participate.
Yeah. Jimmy, any closing thoughts?
No, we just need to hang in till we can start playing. Fields are tight. There's a lot of different rumors are going around what high schools are going to do. High school girls, high school boys. We're in the middle of some of our locations, Lower Woodland, Magnuson, returfing fields. So fields are tough to come by. So it's a difficult time. We'll just keep moving forward and doing the best we can do to put on the best show we can, and we'll just continue to keep doing that until one day things get, we're quote unquote back to some type of normal, but hopefully we get to play games, because that's what the kids love to do, and the coaches and everybody else. So, yeah.
Well, Paige, Kevin, thanks for joining us today. Jimmy, as always, It was your pleasure, and we'll see you guys all next week.
All right, guys.
Thanks for having me.
See you later. Bye-bye.